Be talking about ATS, which is application tracking system. We will be talking about role of AI in candidate screening and assessments. We will be talking about search methodologies, which generally recruiters are using in by searching their resumes from different job portals. And then we will end up in a question and answers round. But I would love to answer these questions in between the session as well. If you have any question, you can ask me in that. So what is ATS? Can anyone tell me?
Applicant
So,
tracking system.
That's okay. That's application tracking system. But what is application tracking system?
I think we apply for a job, then
We apply for a job. Yes.
screening of applications.
I think we are not able to hear you, Shweta, but screening of applications, yes. And what other things we can do with that?
we
We
can
can use it for future
handle.
also, because if the one applicant is not selected at this time, so if further you have any requirement for some other jobs, you can get information from that system.
That is
You
that
can
we
check the
call.
status of your application.
Yes, correct. So application tracking system is useful in both perspective as a recruiter for me, as a candidate for the candidates as well, right? Candidate can go to the application and they can search out that is their profile is shortlisted or not. For me, it will give me a bank of resumes that I got in, right? What is happening when we were talking about three eras? One was the resume submission in the offices. What was happening on that time? They were making your entries in their register. They were keeping your resumes in their files, but it was very hard to search out every time when they have a vacancy to look out the resumes. When we came up in a second era, when recruiters used to generate the Excel sheets, right? You must have heard about Excel, what is MS Excel is. So, on that era, we started using Excel sheets. So recruiters started pretending Excel sheets on that. Name, mobile number, email ID, qualifications, skill sets, roles, experience, everything was there. And the third era came up with a ATS, where everything is recorded in that software automatically. If I have to search out for any number, any name, anything, I can go out there, I can search out for that, right? So we'll talk about detailed in about ATS system. What is that? So it is an application tracking system, or maybe we can call it as a software or as an application that helps companies to manage their hiring process, right? When I say that helps companies to manage their hiring process, it means that complete hiring process. It doesn't mean only for the applying for a job. What is the complete hiring process? We will discuss later on. It collects short of resumes, track candidates, organize interviews from that application only, right? There are some, applications nowadays in the market where people generally apply for a job. Recruiters has access to that application where they are looking out for that. They are scheduling interview on that application. Managers are taking interviews and giving feedback on the same application. They are making decisions whether they want to hire this particular person or not on the same application, and then they're closing the profiles if they're marking it higher, if they're marking it no higher. And these application systems are tagged with their HRIS systems as well. If they are got selected, they are moving forward directly with the information which on a first step a candidate has provided directly to their HRIS system, right? Why we use an ATS? It's a general science, right? From first era on paper, we came to second era on Excel. In a third era, we came to applications. What it make simplified the hiring workflow, hiring process. And of course, it is very easy for candidates. It is very easy for managers. It is very easy for recruiters. And of course, it stops the frauds as well, which a person can showcase that, have you ever seen that, or have you ever heard about that someone has three email IDs for his job purpose, right? So what happened was in initially time when we were using Excel era and we were on paper era for the resumes, what people were doing in, they were giving their first name, different email ID so that they can get an email for call for interview, right? But now this software, this ATS systems has tracked everything together. They find out the duplicates as well. That is why it is saving our automates administrative task as well. So it is useful for time management. It is useful for simplified the hiring process. And of course, it is useful for giving a best candidate experience for from the organization. If I talk about what is a cycle of ATS system, for an example, I have an ATS system, right, which is application tracking system that an organization is using, and you as a recruiter has access of that ATS system. You are a recruiter, you are doing your job, posting a job, you have posted and you have created a job over there on the system, which is the first step here. You have published the job on your company's site and the job boards where people can come for the referrals, where you can post it out on social media accounts, where you can showcase it on your WhatsApp status, company, profiles, LinkedIn, Facebook pages, whatever the resources, social media that you're using in. What people will do, they'll see out this job, they will apply for that job, right? What ATS system will do is it will give you all the applicants name over there on the screen. And what your duty now is, you have all the stuff, you can make the filters, what is your basic requirements for a particular role. You can go for selected candidates, you can schedule the interviews, you can conduct the interviews with the managers, and you can hire the candidate, right? So this is the complete is hiring process which we talked about, right? So this is the hiring process that is created and impact by ATS system, very easy. How an ATS works. We discussed create a job posting. We have to create a job posting. What are the requirements? What is the job description we would requiring in? What are the skill set we need in? What would be the location? What would be the field ranges and other stuff that we'll be putting in? Posting job on various platforms, whether you are using social media networks of your company account, on your personal social networkings, company's website, company's career page, and of course on ATS system as well. And what it will do is collect and store all the resumes for yourself to screen that, to filter that, right? And these resumes are not going to be deleted just after this job is closed. That will be there for forever. If you require any skill set in a further set, you can go and search out for the particular skill set and you can apply for that. You can schedule interviews there. You can track feedbacks, scorecards from managers, what they think about that particular candidate, what they are liking, what they are not liking, what are the pros and cons for this particular position and the person. If they want to make him next move or not, they can add that into the ATS system and you guys can get the details and can make the decision, right? So once that everything will be done, you can connect with the onboarding system, which is HRIS system, and you guys can hire that candidate over there. So that's how ATS system works in. What are the popular ATS functions nowadays? Have you heard about, I'm sorry, yeah. Have you heard about Workday? How many of us has heard about Workday? Okay, nobody. Workday is very comprehensive HR solution nowadays in the market, right? All the big companies, if we heard about, not, I should not say the big companies, but the most of the companies nowadays using Workday system for comprehending their HR system solutions, providing the feel and experience to the candidates. Telaya is a part of Oracle Cloud offerings. Greenhouse is a structured hiring process that is there in the market. Lever is also is on collaborative hiring, and Bamboo HR is for more because these systems are cost saving and cost effective platforms are right. Workday is very expensive, so I can say that Bamboo HR is for small and medium sized businesses that who has that they are using this system for their hiring process. Have we heard any of these systems in the past? Have we heard any of these application? Yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down. Have you heard about this application? Anything?
Only Workday I heard, sir.
Okay, only Workday you heard. Okay. these are not only the system that we have in market, but we have some small system as well. A lot of small companies has their own ATS system where they have a technology teams fitting in, right? So, but these are the popular platforms nowadays in the market that we are talking about. What are the key features? If I talk about on working on an I'm so sorry for my slides. Give me a second. Let me reshare my screen back. You're able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the key features for an ATS system, application tracking system, if I talk about, right? So resume pressing, extract the data of candidates automatically. So once, have you ever applied for a job on any of the ATS system or any of the application? If yes, you must be lookout that it will ask you a lot of details, like you have done your graduation, you have what is your location, how much experience you have in particular profile, what are the key skills that you have in. So what they do is they track all the system in a database for you of you and showcase to recruiters that if recruiter wants to filter it out on an Excel sheet on ATS system, they can easily do that and they can just search out for the profiles that they are looking for. As in HR, I should say that in India there is a lot of applications that come in sense, right? When I say in sense, you know that you are posting a resume for a talent acquisition profile, right? Where we are asking for 5 years of experience into recruitment. But you can see that a lot of engineers are applying for that profile. You can see that a lot of other people are applying for that profile. So one single profile, thousands of resumes come in. But how many resume you need, you have to filter out it with the resume pressings and the data. And then it is automated communication to send email to updates. If we have to reject bulk profiles that their profiles are not in use, and as an organization, we want to say thanks to them for applying and choosing this up, we have an automated system to reply all in a single way, right? If you want to call up for interviews or if you want to get more details from employee, shortlisted candidates, for an example, I have shortlisted 20 candidates for a one profile, right? And I need some more information for them. The information they have provided is insufficient and I have requirement from my business, from management, that I need more details. What can I do? I can create a form. I can send them automated communication emails from the ETS system, so that will reduce my manual work by sending them email on a one by one. What is workflow automation? All the hiring process that we do have would be in workflow. Just to give you an example of that, have you ever seen the approval flaws? For an example, if I'm working as a junior employee in an organization, I do have my manager. She should have her manager and 4 circle or 5 circle managership. If I have sent something for approval, it will go to my manager. Once she approve, it will automatically go to her manager. Once she approve, it will automatically go to next approval, right? So in the same sense, when we hire a candidate, we had to take a lot of approval from finance, from business, from HRs, from other people. So that help us to automate the complete process. Another example for that is if someone has applied for a job and he cleared his first round, the application will automatically look out on a second round once we click on thumbs up on that, once we click on pass on that, once we click on hiring on that. So there is no manual task that we have to follow in. Of course, integration connects with other tools. Yes, as we discussed that once ATS system has developed, it has integration with other HRIS tools for their day-to-day activities, their compensation structure and all. So all the information we can track it and we can integrate with ATS system to Workday directly. So it helps us to automate the process and that will stop manual work, that will reduce the mistakes. So that will help us out. Of course, analytical and reporting provides data hiring activities that how it works in ATS system has that capacities that we can phrase out so many reports from ATS system. For an example, if your manager said that how many recruitment you have done in last 1 quarter, You just can go to ATS system and download a report within a few seconds and share it with him. If they came up, how many hirings you have done in 1 year or 2 year, you can directly go there, you can directly download a report and showcase to them. If they say, okay, let me give you a difficult example. If they say they want to check the diversity hiring in the organization, how many males, how many females, how many trans that you have hired in the company from last 1 year, you can just download a report and share with them. So that helps ATS system to give us the analytics, the reportings. You can take the analytics in terms of age. You can take the analytics in terms of gender. You can take the analytics in terms of locations, geographical locations, other stuff. So n number of filters, n number of things that ATS is providing us to make our jobs easy in talent acquisition and the recruitments. If I go to the next slide, what are the benefits that we already discussed in a verbal? That it is saving time from the manual task. It is helping us to reduce the mistake which we are doing in a manual task, because with the ATS system we can generate appointment letters as well automatically. So it will help us to uh, getting a mistake in numbers as well, because it calculates everything automatically, improves candidate experience. And of course, in candidates needs not to follow up again and again. They can go to the system, and they can go to the system and they can track their application, where they are at this moment, what is the next step would be, what would be the next step would be, what who will be the interview for the next step and all stuff. And of course, that managed candidate data better in terms of filing, in terms of Excel. We have that in a search bar in a cloud security saved. You can go and you can just search in up over there. Of course, it ensured the fair and legal hiring. You must have seen in the first era and the second era where we were more, operational and more transitional on that time, traditional on that time. We were looking out the nepotism in the hiring processes, that relatives are there in a front go and others are not in a front go, right? But ATS system help us to evaluate the skill set. It's not only to you, it's will manager and management and other people as well. So it ensures that we are hiring people legally and fairly. There is no frauds we can say are happening over there. So that makes teamwork easier in hiring. For an example, if we both are working in a same team on a same project to hire people, and you got any emergency, right? And you are not available in the organization for next 4 5 days, I can log in my ATS system and I can see that where this person at this moment is. I can take it forward from there. So it helps to make the teamwork easier, support each other, help each other in that sense, right? Okay, so what can it help us? What we have learned so far with the ATS system? Anyone wants to share? Anyone? How can ATS system help an organization?
It simplifies the process
It
and
simplifies the process, yes.
time, energy, everything it does. It simplifies the process. That's the main thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Ease of storage and retrieval of data.
Mm-hmm.
It provides accurate data.
It provides secure the data. Okay. More? Okay.
Segregation of the file is easy.
Correct. Segregation of
And
files is easy.
retrieval of a particular, branch of person
That
is easy.
that's perfect. We can segment it in a different branch, which is technical, non-technical, and all. So yeah, that's true. That's correct. So let me tell you about the case studies, which results of the market says that real world. These are the real world examples that we have from the market. That I don't want to phrase out the name of the companies there, but the company reduced time to time hiring at 30% using by ATS systems. They have timely got the candidates. Initially, they were doing manual tasks and all stuff. And of course, the another one is company B improved the qualify of hiring of analytics and all stuff, right? Because on the diversity, because on the lookout, because it allows us for different filters, it allows us for different, metrics to play around on. So what are the impact on the metrics is because time to hire, because they were able to hire people on time because of the ATS system, because candidate had applied on the system. We can post jobs on a different locations and all. We have that tracking system, we have that filterization system, we have that, skill set search out in the time, so that these things save time, right? How these things save time? uh Looking out one resume, two resume, three resume, instead of looking out their skill sets in an Excel sheet, by filtering up, if, for an example, if I have an opening for a Java person, right? I have 10 resumes. I have to go throughout all the 10 resumes is one thing. The another thing is I got the data in Excel sheet where I know there are only four. I filter out with the Java skill set where I know I only have four people who has the Java skill set. It saved my time. So it saved my time in hiring process, right? Initially, it was taking 2 months to hire a person. It took 10 days, or it took 30 days, or it took 15, 20 days to hire that particular person in the organization. The quality of hiring is also increased. And of course, candidate satisfaction and candidate experience is the best test, the major one in the market nowadays, is also increased, right? So this is how it works in. Any question on the ATS system before we move ahead?
So does ATS store irrelevant resumes also, or does it delete them?
So ATS stores everything, but of course, it's up to your recruiters as well if they want to keep these profiles or not, right? So it happens in that sense. For an example, you have posted a opening of Java, but you got some Python files in that as well. And when you are sourcing it up, it depends upon you that you want to keep them or you don't want to keep them, right? So yes, filtration, clearation, everything can done, but that's in a very easy steps. It's not that you have to go manually and you have to check in. No. Any further question we do have for the ATS before we move ahead for AI?
I'm sure. So the data on ATS will be stored like for 2 or 3 years. No, sir? So once when we come back after 2 or 3 years, looking back at the same resume, by then the person would have updated or upgraded to a new skill set.
Yeah. So how it works is if I have my login ID and password for a one company's AI and I'm a candidate, I have to apply for a job there, right?
Mm.
I applied 6 months back. My email ID and password is registered with them. I can go to the same company's portal. I can log in with my email ID and password. I can update my skill set. I can update my resumes, right? So that's
Yeah.
how it helps.
Okay. Thank you.
No, do we get the updated resumes? Do we get the see the updated resumes, sir?
Yes, of course. If I will updated resume on my profile, you will get the updated resume.
Okay.
All right. What is a role of artificial intelligence in candidate screening and assessment? So before we move ahead to this topic, I just want to know about what is AI? What is artificial intelligence? Anyone?
Yeah, artificial intelligence means it
Taking
like
decision by itself.
decision from very easy way. If we want to search for a job, we want to create a resume, or we need to get some information, or anything, we will get it in a simplified way and with less time.
Okay. So if we move ahead, how AI automates the initial screening processes. Before I jump on the slide, have we ever searched for AI on Google? How many of us using LinkedIn here? If nowadays, if you're posting something on LinkedIn, it says you rewrite with AI, right? So how it works, right? It give you more, I would say, comprehensive content to post on, right? It will give you more skill sets. It will give you more intelligence, which is not a human intelligence, but IT intelligence to redo the things, right? So uh, AI automation is an initial screening process used to advance technologies like natural language processing, which we call NLP, machine learning and data analysis. These technologies are AI system to understand the interrupt resume and applications similar to the human recruiters do. So whatever a person was doing, have you ever heard about AI things that how it is impacting on human jobs? Right? So how it is working, whatever we as a recruiters are doing in, whatever we as a as a human doing in, AI is making more simplicity for that, right? What is NLP here that helps artificial intelligence to understand and analyze the content of resumes, that what comes in the resumes, identify the key informations, skill sets, experience, and what education they have, right? So they track this up in Excel site for us. For an example, that's a live example that if you have applied for a job and that ask you to upload resume, and once you upload your resume, all the information, whatever you have in your resume will automatically come up in their Google form or the application form in the ATS system. Have you ever seen that? Anyone?
So,
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
that if we upload our resume, they'll grab all the details for you, right? That's artificial intelligence. That's NPL, which is working in, right? Of course, machine learning is something that if we talk about, uh, uh, algorithm learn from the largest data set to improve their accuracy over the time. For an example, functions. AI systems use machine learning to identify patterns, make data-driven decisions, enhancing the screening process, like different filters, different skill sets we have, different functionality that we are giving in. The third one is for data analytics, which is that AI uses data analysis to evaluate the compare candidate information against the job requirements. AI help us to compare the data which candidate profiles has with our job requirements. For an example, if I have a resume, I have applied for a job posting, that AI will scan my resume, the AI will scan my job description, which we have put it out on a portal, and it will give us that is helpful, that is not helpful. A different system has different rules, but I have seen the systems where it show you the red alert, green alert, yellow alert. Red means not required. Nothing is required over there in the profile. Green is very well matching. Yellow is somehow it's matching and somehow it's not matching, right? So that's how its AI function works therein. What is AI in screening process? What are the steps for that? That read resumes with the exact informations, that matches the keywords in the job requirements, whatever job requirements we have given in. For an example, uh, uh, Microsoft Office, for an example, screening, if I talk about recruitments, for an example, Java, for an example, Python, or machine learning, or whatever is that. That predict candidate success using the data, and of course, that rank candidate on the basis of the fit. As I said, red, yellow, and green. And of course, in a different IT system, just give you the ranking of, matching the data as a number one, number two, number three, top 20, top 30, top 50. So as in recruiter, what you can do is you can filter it out with the top 20. You can look out their resumes, you can connect with them, and you can have it done instead of looking out 100 and 1,000 resumes. So that's how AI screening process works. What are the benefits for AI initial screenings? That improve the efficiencies, and of course, yes, AI systems can process and analyze a large volume of resumes quickly within few seconds or within few minutes, and save significant time and compared to the manual screening process that we do have. It enhance the accuracy because that's an automated process and there is no manual task. It will increase the accuracy and the chances of getting mistakes are very, very less over there. AI objectively evaluate the candidate based on the predefined criteria and the job description and reduce the human error and the biasness, nepotism into that. And of course, it focused on the strategic task by automatic initial screening, so recruiters can spend more time on strategic and value-added activities, allows recruiter to engage more deeply in the task, interviewing the candidate engagement and all stuff. So these are the key benefits that if we have artificial intelligence initial screening with us. What are the challenges with AI recruitment we can face in? Before I move ahead with the challenges, I want to hear from your side. Like, what are the challenges you feel that we can face in with AI screening process?
More cost.
Sorry,
It's a bit costly.
costly. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah,
If a person misses to put up the particular job skill on the resume, maybe he already knows, but he missed to put out that particular keyword, then maybe he'll be missing out on the opportunity.
correct, correct. That's a valid point.
Complexity.
Complexity, yes, that's a valid point.
Sir, how accurately he will, matlab, we give instructions to them.
So AI is, more about artificial intelligence. We have two kind of intelligence. One is human intelligence we all have with our brain, and the one is artificial that we have created with our IT stuff, right? So whatever keywords we will put out with that, our brain can think otherwise and relate the things, but AI will not. That will go with the same key points, keywords that we have put it in. So the challenges that I have identified over there is can be off-putting for the candidates, right? Where you have key on the points that that we have given candidate has missed out, one skill set, and I will reduce it up, right? Ignore resumes that are not search engine optimized. That's a similar point that we discussed in. Doesn't assess tone, personality, and the soft skills. AI can scan the resumes, but of course, it doesn't have mental intelligence or human intelligence who can judge their soft skilling skills, who can judge their personalities, or who can, judge about the tone that we are having in. If you have to screen a candidate, if you have to speak up with him on phone call, you will be more aware about that how this person has the soft skills, communication skills, what's the personality that person has, and what's the access of tone that he is using on phone, right? We call it behavioral aspect, right? So the what are the behavioral aspect a person has? You guys can get it easily. Wouldn't evaluate the judgment and the decision making skills of a particular person. That will give you a screening about his resumes, the skill sets and all stuff, but he's not able to make the decision, not able to see the decision making authorities which we can get after speaking with someone, and limited to the candidate pool that applied through a system, right? If I'm a recruiter, I'm looking out candidates throughout the ATS system, throughout the emails, resumes getting in, and of course, throughout my social networks on somewhere where I know that people are connecting with me. But if everything is went in AI, that will not able to, look out the people who are outside that ACS system or AI system, right? It will not go email ID to check out what resumes came in. It will not go to someone's social media accounts to check out how many applicants we have in, right? So it learns human biases. Its lack of gut in it lack of guts instincts. And of course, he relies on human inputs. Whatever inputs a person will give to him, AI works on that, right? How AI works? Whatever input I give. If I say it to write aggressive, it will write aggressive. If I say it write polite, it will write polite. So whatever input for the skill set, for the job search, I will give him to him, that will check out with that, right? Can't predict the culture fit because that is more important for an organization to prepare a culture that if a person is fit to our culture or not, right? And AI cannot judge that. If as a human I'm speaking to someone, I can observe their culture, I can observe their beliefs, I can observe other aspects that person can fit to my team, my organization, and other stuff, but AI cannot that, right? So these are some challenges that we have faced and we got, as in challenges for AI to identify it in. There are a lot of challenges that we can add in, and there are a lot of benefits that we can add in, right? So that once you guys start working on these platforms, you're able to see the challenges and you're able to find out the ways that how we can solve that up. If I talk about real world examples for the AI tools, whatever company is that improve the diversity using AI tools, because that start filtering out, I need only women's employee for this profile, right? So AI will showcase and focused only on the female employees for that particular profile. They will not showcase me the male's profile. Company D increased the hiring efficiencies for the 50% with AI. Yes, because the accuracy, because the efficiency, because the candidate satisfaction and the candidate experience that we discussed about the benefits which we have in AI to look after, right? Any question on this before we move ahead? No question? Any question for me before we move ahead on ATS, on recruiting, on talent acquisition, on AI in AI in recruiting and screening process? All right. I'll take it as a no for sure. And we'll move to the next topic that we have is searching methodology. Can someone please tell me what is search methodology? What is search? We know that, right?
Search profiles.
Search profiles. And what is search methodology? So search methodology is something to find the right candidate that involves different search methods, right? What is different search method? I want to check about. Have you ever shop about gifting on Amazon, on different portals that we have, like maybe Nika, maybe Mantra, maybe different stuff, right? How we search out the products? We filter out the colors, we filter out the stuff, we filter out the brand. Uh, you know, there's someone. Okay. So we filter out this all stuff for getting a product done. For an example, I know the presence is women's are more there. So I'll give you a woman-centric examples. Like if you have heard about Nika as a portal, if you search out a lipstick over there on Nika, how will you do that? You will put out a lipstick for any n number of color, then you filter out the brand, and in that particular color, which shade you want, you filter out that as well. And then after you will get a particular product. In that same sense, we would be having a search methodology in recruiting process, which you as a recruiter need to use in to find out the correct candidate, to find out the correct skill set that is requirement for the business. We will cover these keywords. Of course, we will cover these particular keywords, which are for the search, like keyword search. Another one is Boolean search. Another one is semantic search. That is in a different type of search nowadays that we generally use in to screen out the profiles, right? These keyword search is very basic, very straightforward methods, very specific to a particular word or particular phrase that we are looking out for. Boolean search is an advanced search that using operators like and, or, not to refine the search to get the correct data with us. And that semantic search is more about context-based search, that understanding the meaning of behind the words, right? In a synonyms kind of stuff, right? So these are the three kind of keywords, search methodology words that we use in. So the keyword search is basic search of technique using simplifying the specific words or phrases. What are the advantages of that keywords, right? If I give you an example of that keywords is Java, Python, right? Marketing, HR, recruitment, compensation, right? These kind of words. If you are looking out for procurement, right? So these kind of words are very specific words. Uh, it's done, right? So what are the advantages of that? It is very simple to use in. Anyone can use it very simply, very easy to understand, right? It is quick setup that require minimal training, right? It's just a search bar everybody is doing on their shopping platform and all. So it's very easy, no training required. Just search for Java. It will start giving you Java trainings and all. What are the disadvantages? The disadvantages is it search out the exact matches only, right? That may misrelevant the candidate. For an example, if I talk about recruitment and talent acquisition, right? So if I search for recruitment, it will give me only recruitment. But the talent acquisition is a similar type, right? It's synonyms for each other, right? So it will showcase in that manner. If I search for India and someone has written his resume as a Bharat, so it will showcase me only India, not Bharat, right? So that's different over there. That will limit it contents to understanding, and it cannot, interpret the synonyms or related terms that we discussed on, like India and Bharat and talent acquisition and recruitment and all. So that is the disadvantage of this particular word. Mm, just give me a second. Let me correct that slide for you guys. Let me share the screen back. And yeah. Here you go. So the best practices for keyword search that is in the market, and it's on the basis of research. It's not on there any books. Use specific and relevant keywords that we required for. For an example, use Java developer instead of just developer, right? Avoid generic terms. Example, instead of engineer, use software engineer or mechanical engineer or electronic engineer, whatever you are looking for specifically. Use industry specific words. For an example, for marketing roles, people generally use SEO, right? Content marketing, digital advertising, digital marketing, right? So use the correct word. For you guys, I can give you one more example for HR industry, right? In some organization, it was like HR team, people team, but nowadays the trend is changing. So it is going from HR to people, right? So people would start not HR analytics, people analytics, not HR journalist, people journalist, not HR business partner, people partner, not recruiter, talent acquisition specialist, right? So we have to upgrade ourselves with these specific words that are in the market so that we can give a great search for keyword search, right? And additional practices, like we have to aware about the synonyms and variations that are having in the word. For an example, manager and supervisor, the same thing. Manager and a team lead, same thing, right? So senior manager, senior supervisor, because of the industry differences, the designations also fluctuating. So we have to aware about that as well while we are making our search. Role specific keywords like tailor keywords which will give you the job descriptions and other stuff, which is also more required in that. Uh, the uh, 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 The another search which we'll be having is Bloom search. That is also available over here. That will help you to know about how we can get the search in. So that will give you advanced search using and, not, and or in that. For an example, I'll start here with an example that I want person, MBA and HR or PGDMA, not finance, right? So what will it mean? That I need a person who is MBA in HR or PGDMA, which is equivalent to MBA, but not finance. That is something, giving you example over there, Java and Python, but not JavaScript. I need a person, I want to search it on the ATS system that have Java, that have Python, but I don't need that person in JavaScript, right? So this is how it works on. What are the advantages of that is more practice and result that allows for detailed and specific search that you are looking particularly for, that is flexible combinations and can combine multiple terms and narrow down the search. For an example, it is not limited that one and one or on one not. You can add on anything. For an example, New Delhi and MBA and HR and 5 years experience, or PGDMA, not Bangalore, not Mumbai, right? So any kind of terms of search that you have in your mind, you can create with this search tool. The disadvantages for that is complexity, which require understanding for the operator that what they want to search and how they want to search in. And that is a learning curve that make time to be master in that search engine, right? So that takes time. And what are the techniques for the operators? and includes all the terms. For an example, Java and Python, candidate must know Java and Python both. That or includes any term. For an example, Java or Python. It means that candidate know about Java, either Java or either Python. And not includes terms, which means that we need Java, not JavaScript, which means that candidate who knows Java but not JavaScript can be searched down over there. For there are two examples that we have write down for you guys, like Java or Python and developer, whether Java developer or Python developer. Marketing and SEO SEO and SEM. That are the specialization terms in marketing profiles that we are looking out for a marketing, but can be a person SEO and SEM who can be both can work, but we need marketing. What are the advanced tips for that is parentless used to group terms and control the order of operations, that how much operating things we are giving in. For example, Java or Python and developer, not junior, right? And quotation marks which are used to exact phrases, example project manager, product manager, uh, administration manager. So these are the phrases that we equally can give, and that will give us more sense in that line. For example, we want to hire a managerial position and we need someone who has already a experience as a manager. We can search out project manager or administrator manager, so that we will get the profiles who already have a managerial experience in their curriculums, right? So these are the searches, and these are the semantic search, which is these are the search that understand the meaning of words in context. For an example, what are the advantages for that is broader result that find relevant candidate even if they are different terms. They are relevance based, understand the synonyms and related concepts. For an example, if I type down India there, they will find out the Bharat as well. They'll show you the Bharat as well, right? So any of the synonyms that particular person has. If I search out for recruiter, this kind of search allow me to give me profiles for talent acquisition. If I search for human resources, this kind of search allow me to get people profiles, right? So that's how this search works. What are the disadvantages for that is, because complexity is one, because that requires sophisticated technology and algorithms to know about the recruiters, and of course that needs advanced tools, which is more specialized as a search platform, which needs more cost and other stuff, and recruiters has to understand more synonyms in that sense, that what can be used and what can come up with the market, right? So these are the so that that understand the natural language processing, which is in NLP, which we discussed already. So definition for that we have already discussed, and technology that understand the processes of human language. So NLP is a natural language processing, is a language that understand the human languages, and the function which interprets the contents of meaning behind the words, right? It has that functions who understand the meaning, what is behind that particular word is, so that they can relate that particular word with other words, that what a candidate and a person wanted to say from their resumes and the inputs that they have given in. And of course that helps to contextual understanding, which is interpret the relationship between contents and the words. That we all know that that English is a language where we can use different words for different stuff, right? So that understand the contextual language and the words that we are having in the function, which is concept related terms identification and the relevance. And of course that helps to make the relationship mappings, which defines and giving for an example, that maps connection between related terms and concepts, right? The function, how it works is to enhance the search accuracy by considering words, relationship, and other aspects. What is practical application here is, for an example, searching for a project manager, also can find a program manager, also can find a team leader, also can find a manager, also can find a senior manager, which is due to contractual understanding. So we have to filter out with that search in that term, right? So what is effective search strategies that I want to give it to you guys? That know what you are looking for. Define the clear criteria of the job requirement before start searching. Define the clear X number of X. When I say that clear job criteria, it means that clear job description, clear skill set that you are looking for. You want Java, you want Python, you want script, clear number of experience that you're looking for. For an example, you're looking for 10 years of experience, note down that. You're looking for a person in a geographical locations, note down that. You're looking for a person with a different skill set, different personality, note down that. You're working for remote, work from office, work from home, what else is there? So you have to be ready with all the contents that you're looking for in a one candidate. Use a mix of search techniques. You have to, sometimes you have to combine the keywords, you have to combine Boolean, you have to combine the semantic searches for, comprehensive results. You have to update and refine your search regularly, of course, with the new skill sets, continuously adjust search term based on the results and feedbacks. You have to refresh it and every time, you have to refine it and every time to look out the data and all. And you can use the advanced search tools, which is you can leverage the technology, leverage the platforms, leverage the AI that offered advanced search capabilities for us. For an example, the filter options that we have in different platforms. Be aware of the bias in the search, in terms of avoid bias in the terms of might, equally qualified candidates, equally located candidates and all. So we have to make sure that we are not biased with any candidate. That's what we have first duty on that. And of course, I would be having some case studies there are real world examples that we would be having in, which will provide you, for an example, any of the company found a better candidate using mixed search methods instead of doing depending on one search method. And of course, any company filled position faster than because of the effective search engines that we have different in, and because of the search methodologies that we discussed in, so that they find a better candidate, they found a relevant candidate for a particular profile. What is the impact on the organization? That's quality of hire. How efficiency is, because we are able to do it everything in a process which requires helps, which requires the best part for us. And of course, so sorry for that. Accuracy, because these all are the automated and technical processes, so there are very less chances of the mistakes. And of course, quality of hire has improved because we have searched out the best candidates that we had, in all the search engines and the bars and with the old strategies, methods and all stuff, right? Any questions so far on the searching methodologies? Anyone, any question? Anyone, any question for me here on these three topics that we discussed already before we move ahead?
Sir, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whenever we apply on LinkedIn for any job, whenever we apply at that time, generally we will get automated reply that it is not suitable for us, or they have not selected. It's they personally HR person will. Uh, uh,
That is because of AI, which is artificial intelligence we work on, because there are some skill sets and the job metrics has settled. So when they are getting any resume which are not matching that criteria, they directly go automated reply, right? If you can see it sometime, it will come up a reply at 1 a.m. in the night, when the AI system has tracked the system, right? So that's why it's happening.
Thank you.
Any other
Sir,
question? Mm-hmm.
can we correct our CV according to the requirement what they have mentioned in?
Yes, we can. And I would suggest every time when you apply for a job, we should look out the requirement first, right? Because sometimes what happen is I might doing same work in this organization, but I'm writing down it in different language,
Yeah,
right?
that's happening.
But if I look at the language which is there on the job description, I have my rights to update my resume according to that. Any other question we do have before we move ahead with the some sorted question that I do have for you guys? So have we understood everything correctly, or it's all waste in that we have not learned anything from this session?
So the keyword search, Boolean search, and the semantic search, do we use them in we already use them in portals like Naukri and all. So is this compatible with the AI kind of search also, or is it?
Oh, yes, we can. So how AI works is we have to make some, commands. If you understand the commands like inputs for AI to scan that, right? So in the same sense, we can give that command to AI as well that I need Java, I need JavaScript, I need a person with any of these keywords, right? I can give that command to AI as well to screening it for me. Any further question? Okay, let me ask you the questions, right? What is the process for application tracking system, a hiring process that we discussed in? Anyone with a hiring process? Let me give you a hint to creating a job.
Yes, sir.
Posting the job on the portal,
Mm-hmm.
then storing all the files, and going through through key search, the and then making calls with the suitable candidates,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and onboarding if the candidate is if the profile matches, like.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what was the hiring process was that create a job site, publish the job on your company and social media sites, let job seeker has to apply. Then we have a applicant are scanned. Like then we have to screening the applicant with calling them on the job, having an interview process and all stuff. Then we have to interview them, and then we have a hired candidate with us, right? So that's what it's working, right? What are the competitive ATS tools that we have discussed in the market? Can we name any?
Workday,
Workday, perfect.
Bamboo HR,
Bamboo HR, amazing.
a greenhouse.
Greenhouse, amazing. Any others?
Liver.
Lever, amazing. Any other?
Value.
Talio, yes. So these are very centric. We do have Talent Center, we do have SAP. Have you heard about SAP anywhere? Right. Generally, the SAP is finance software, but SAP has a different product called Talent Center that they call Success Factor. So that's also a ATS system for the teams, right? Any other doubt? Not only with these three questions, any doubt with any of the recruitment process, HR process, and other stuff that you have in your mind for applying for a job and other stuff that I can help you with? Let me show you one ATS system that we are working with the Turkey. So we will definitely look after our last day. But I just want you guys to go and explore it up more with the search engine, with the search bars, for an example, that based on the work mode, work from home, what I'm looking out, right? So it will give you some different keywords while you're applying for a job there. So, it will give you work from home. I can again filter it out over there with work modes, work from office, hybrid, or work from home. So that's we call the search engine. Apply engine. It is for me, it's an apply engine. As a candidate, I can search for a job. I can fill out all the details that I have and I can apply it over there, right? I can clear the filter and go back. So I want you guys to explore this both as well. Right? So this is an amazing tool to use in. You guys can apply for women in leadership if you're looking out for a leader role, women in restaurants, women in, starters and all. So you guys can look at that. You guys can create your accounts on that. This is an amazing tool that I got to know today and while the discussion having in. I'm sending the links in the chat box. If you guys can go out there, you guys can search out it in a better way and you guys can revise the content that we do have. You guys can do Google, you guys can search out for that, and I'll be coming up in the next session as well. So we will discuss about more content that we will be having in uh, going towards, but I really want to make sure that before we move ahead, we should know about these content which were basic we discussed today, right? Before we go outside the different difficult topics from next sessions and the next sessions, we should be aware about these basic tips as well about the search methodologies, because if we have to work on as a recruiting profiles on these portals, I should be aware about the search methodologies. I should be aware about AI. I should be aware about ATS systems, right? So make sure to revise this up. Make sure to come up with a lot of questions. So I'll challenge myself that I have to give the answers and how can I give that? And make sure to go throughout on a Harki website as well to check in that what best we can do in, right? And of course, yes, Oracle CSRM is also part of that. Someone has commented, so I'm just reading it out. All right. If we do not have any question, I will give you the evening time for your evening tea snacks with your family. And I hope everybody was waiting for you guys to get some teas and coffees for sure. So I would love to see you again on next session. And meanwhile, if you have any question, you can just reach out to them and you can just prepare your questions and give it to me in the next session so that I will start next session with some of the questions as well. All right. Any question we do have for me?
Hey, hi. I just have one question. In this ATS, do we have the reporting and like we can pull out the data in order to see the matrix or any details that we
Correct.
want to see as a hiring
Correct.
manager?
Correct. That's what we discussed in. So that will give you the database and we can get the reports. We can filter out that report on the different segments for the diversity, for the genders, for skill set, for experience and all stuff. Yes, we have that functions in ATS systems that we can phrase out the reports.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
No worries.
Right now, I think so. I just have only this question right now. But as you said, in the next, we definitely would have a lot of questions for you.
For sure, for sure. Would love to answer and I would love to challenge myself as well with these questions so that I would also learn about more in that sense.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. If we have any question, then we can stay in or we can leave it up. All right. Thank you, everybody. Nice to see you all and the energy that we have in. And I think that is the more energetic group that I have seen in my training sessions with people with the questions and all. So we'll look forward to see with the same energy on the next session as well. Thank you so much and have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.